Welcome back. Tonight, the trade war between the U.S. and Canada is escalating. The leader of Ontario, a province of Canada, is now threatening to cut off electricity and critical minerals to the U.S. That's in response to President Trump's threat of another 50% tariff on Canadian cars, car parts, and steel, all starting next year. Currently, the 50% tariffs that are in place for the country impact about $20 billion worth of Canadian goods, including alcohol, dairy products, and some clothing and textiles. And at the same time, drivers back here in Texas are still pinching pennies to keep their tanks full. Here's a look at the breakdown. Even though prices are starting to come down, it's not a quick process, and gas across the state is still over $3.60 a gallon. In the past month, it's gone down by about 9 cents, so we're still a long ways away from the $2.70 a gallon we were seeing a year ago. Despite all that, Governor Greg Abbott is confident that gas prices are about to drop significantly. In an interview with ABC, he was asked if he still believes gas prices in Texas will drop below $2 a gallon by the end of the summer. Here's what he said.
If the president maintains the current trajectory that he's on right now, they should be, and let me explain why. And that's because the kinetic battle with regard to Iran appears to be over. As long as there's no missiles flying that threaten the Strait of Hormuz and things like that.
It's an ambitious claim, so let's take a look at the data. The last time the average gas price in Texas dropped below $2, it was early 2021. And as you can see, it didn't stay like that for long. To dive deeper into that story and all the biggest headlines in politics today, we have our political analyst, Harvey Kronberg, the publisher of the Quorum Report. Harvey, how are you?
I'm doing well, although it's a little warm outside, I suppose.
It's a little warm. It's a little warm, just like the politics that we're about to get into. It's getting hot. Harvey, Governor Abbott on ABC talking about the election season. I can't remember the last time the governor was on a mainstream news source talking about an election. What do you think that says, if anything, about the state of the races?
Frankly, that was actually the most important thing about that interview, was that it was on ABC as opposed to a friendly venue such as Fox or OAN or Newsmax or one of those. What it suggests, actually what it pretty much demands attention, is that they're seriously concerned about the erosion among independent voters. Up until now, Republicans have been able to rely pretty steadily on the fact that they had a 10% structural advantage. Typically, 10% more Republicans in Texas just out of the gate than Democrats.
I think it does the math, 800, 900,000 voters, basically.
Right, and there's erosion among those voters, but more significantly, the 10 to 15% that are considered independent or consider themselves independent typically break Republican. Pretty much every poll now suggests they're breaking hard for Democrats, and you have to go on to a venue that independent voters are going to see, or crossover voters are potentially going to see, and that's not Fox News.
Yeah, and I got a note also, Senator Ted Cruz also this morning on CBS, so more to that point. But let me ask you about a point that the governor made. You just heard it, Harvey, saying that by the end of summer, which is a month away, gas will be under $2 a gallon. Do you really think that's going to happen, Harvey?
Well, today West Texas Intermediate is about $90 a barrel. It needs to be about $65 a barrel in order to fulfill that wish list, I guess. I don't see any way that's going to happen. The Strait of Hormuz is not going to reopen. The new sanctions.
So why put it out there, Harvey?
You got me.
It's the affordability question, right?
I think once you're on TV, it's the same reason that he didn't answer the question grading the president's score on the economy and on affordability. He changed the subject to Texas, to property taxes. Essentially, they're trying to, he in particular, but all of them are trying to deflect issues they're more comfortable with. Not the issues that are driving most Texans right now.
I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of that. Let me get to Ken Paxton unveiling his data center plan today, saying he supports Abbott's data center plan that puts him at odds with President Trump, who says the governor's data center freeze is a mistake. What do you make of this, Harvey?
Well, I think that the president is out of touch with most Texans at this point. But what's really interesting to me about this data center plan is it's not really a plan at all. He invokes the Chinese technology, which has virtually no role in data centers. And in fact, there's some evidence suggesting that Chinese money is behind some of the anti-data center messaging out there. So there's an irony there. He's invoking data centers that might have some kind of bots that impact children. I don't even know how you would measure something like that. Essentially, the plan at its best is irrelevant, and at worst, it's just embarrassing because it really doesn't address anything.
All right, that's our Harvey Kronberg. Thanks so much for joining the program.
My pleasure.